Sort of, what was your thoughts on the episode? Like, have you watched any of the Dark Side of the Ring episodes back yet?
I watched it a week before anybody's seen it, because you were going to talk about it on the after show. So I got to see it. It was a good version of what happened. I mean, it was a true story. I mean, I didn't know about all that backdoor, what was his name? Joe, what's his name? Russo. He's not one of them. I'll just say Russo. Vince Russo. Is that Vince Russo? He didn't write for me, I think, in the you couldn't see because they didn't have me on camera, but I was making all type of faces when he was on. Because one time, and don't hold this, I would say this is 99.9% true, but one time when he was asked, why do you write for The Godfather? He said, I don't write for mid-carders.
Jeez. Right.
Now, on the show, on the after show, you hear me bring up, hey, did you ever write for me? And he's like, oh, well, nobody knew how to write for you because nobody was hip to it. Yeah. So people don't know that when I was doing, I know we're going off the subject of the Brawl For All, but when I was doing The Godfather, I was not scripted whatsoever at all. Nothing. They didn't even ask me what I would say at all. Nothing. If they had like if I was doing interviews and they wanted me to hit a town, a SummerSlam or something, I would add that into my speech. But nowadays, everything is scripted, completely scripted, word for word. And nobody, this is what they would tell me. Hey, I need you to be really good tonight. That what Vince would say. Haha, hey, Charles, I need you to be really, really good tonight. That's what he would say to me. And I'd be like, you got it, Vince. I was not scripted at all. Isn't that wild? At all. I had freedom to say whatever I wanted to say during the Attitude. I could say whatever I want. And then I don't know if you guys know who Be Real is with Cypress Hill.
Yeah. Vaguely.
Yeah, I think Undertaker told a story one time about out drinking him. But I was good friends with him at one point. And he used to say, how are you getting away with saying what you're saying on TV? And I used to say, bro, I don't think people ought to really know what I'm saying. But yeah, man, it was, but back to the Brawl For All. What was your questions about that?
Well, I was just, obviously we got your thoughts on the Dark Side of the Ring episode when it aired.
I thought it was good.
I think you may have already answered the question that Carl had.
It was about, I guess, and I wanted to actually go back to what you were saying about Vince Russo before, about him saying he doesn't write for mid-carders. From everything that I've watched of him when he talks about his days writing in the WWF, he actually prided himself on ensuring that everyone had a direction storyline-wise, no matter if it was Austin or if it was anyone else lower on the card. I think he was prided himself on ensuring everyone had something to do on the show, and he also prided himself on the fact that people have the freedom to go out there and use their voice and say what they want to say on the microphone and not script things too heavily unless someone really needed help. But
well, I guess I didn't need any help then.
Definitely not. I can totally tell you just being yourself out there.
But you know what? It probably wouldn't have worked if they would have scripted me because literally, bro, you know what was cool about The Godfather is if I was working against you, we knew the finish. You knew what the finish was, but you knew nothing else. You knew nothing else. I'd be like, see you out there, man. And that's all it would be because you'd only have so much time. You'd have anywhere from 7 to 10 minutes. And you would know how long my match was going to be by how many girls I came out with because you had to bring them to the ring. You had to get them in the ring. You had to do your whole pimpin' ain't easy thing. You had to get them out of the ring. And you had, oh, dude, you're 3.5, 4 minutes in already. And now you've got 3 minutes to have a match and get the girls back in the ring.
Yeah. You know what? I want to ask.
Okay, so no, hang on. So how much talking do we really need to do? So what was cool about The Godfather, especially at the time when I was offering you the girls, I would kick your ass anyway. So you might as well just come on, man. Listen to these people. Have a good time. Take these hoes. Fuck this wrestling. Take these hoes and have a good time. Right? And
There's one thing that I always seem to notice when I watch it back. It always seems like referee Tim White is
Yes.
why was it always him that was ended up in a pile of women?
I fucked that up so bad, bro. I fucked that up so bad. Tim White was my referee. You know what an honor it is? You know who else's referee was Tim White? Andre the Giant.
Yeah.
That was Timmy's last guy that he worked exclusively with. And then he would work with me exclusively. He did all my matches. We had it down where I'd take the cigar and throw it in the air, and he would catch it, put it away. And at the end, the girls would dance with him, and we had it down. And then my stupid high ass fucked it up. We're somewhere in either South Carolina, Atlanta, Georgia, one of them fucking towns, right? And back then they'd run 2 shows, and not really an A and B team, but 2 shows. I mean, really, literally, they would run Reno and Vegas at the same time. You know, they'd run, and so we were in. It was Macon, Georgia, and something else, Georgia. I remember it now. And then I remember asking. I remember how did it go, man? I asked somebody some question because I was probably out partying, all high shit. And someday I'm like, well, where's Timmy at? Somebody said he's here. I'm like, wherever Timmy is, I'm here. Well, whoever told me that told me the wrong place. So I show up at that town, and as soon as I get there, I'm like, where's the hose, man? Because when you get there, they always had a sign that said Godfather's hose. And I would talk to the girls first to get them settled in before I did my shit. And I'm like, where's the hose? And they're like, Godfather, you're not supposed to be here. And I'm like, what do you mean I'm not supposed to be? They're like, dude, you're supposed to be in this other town. I'm like, really? And I'm like, oh, fuck. And it was too far away to make it. So I just didn't work that night. And then when Vince found out that the reason that I missed the show was because I thought Tim White was at the show and I went there, that Godfather and Tim White didn't need to be together anymore.
Oh, nice.
And Vince broke that up. And then other people started to do it. And I feel to this day, every time I see Timmy, I'm like, Timmy, I'm so sorry I fucked that up. You know, but that's a true story, man. And It was so cool. Timmy, and then it got to the point where Timmy, I was a smoker, Timmy was a drinker. And so they wanted me he wanted to ride with me, but we lived different lives, you know.
Right.
He wanted to go to the sports pub and drink, you know, pints all night with somebody, you know. Or at that time, we were going to strip clubs and bars and country bars, and you know, he wasn't doing that. So